should have treated you like a partner.
It's not too late.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, what's going on, fam? It's your man VACAY-J, and yes, I'm back with another video. This video is dedicated to Aunt Louie and the breaking down of who Aunt Louie is and how did we get here with Aunt Louie and her character. Yes, it's been 5 seasons and we've seen the evolution of Aunt Louie. So for those that haven't watched all 5 seasons, I'm going to break down exactly who Aunt Louie is and why she is now the op to Franklin Saint. So let's break it down. So what we know about Aunt Louie is that Aunt Louie, the character, is played by the amazing actress of Angela Lewis. And she's been around in film and TV for quite some time. That's why we're getting these amazing performances from her, because she has experience. So the character Aunt Louie, her alias is Egypt, and her maiden name is Luann Jones. Of course, now she's married to Jerome Saint, and she's connected to the entire Saint family, right? So she is family, right? She's been around since day one. She used to be a street hooker, club hostess, and a cook, and of course, a club owner. So Aunt Louie has been through a whole lot throughout this entire series of Snowfall, right? She's been through a whole lot. She's been on the street. A lot has happened to her. And yes, Jerome, that's her man. That's her man. And we remember Aunt Louie being, you know, on some stuff. And Aunt Louie used to be real rough around the edges. You know, if you go back to season 1, like Aunt Louie did not play. Like, you mess with a man, you mess with the family, she is going to drag you through the mud and take you out, right? Do whatever she has to do. And that's something that Jerome loved about her, that she was a no-nonsense person. Now, again, she was considered family. They weren't married yet. And yeah, when Franklin came to her after Franklin met with Avi gave him the key. You know, he came to Jerome, and Jerome didn't want anything to do with that. But Aunt Louie took Franklin to Claudia. And a lot of folks are saying, well, you know, Aunt Louie's the one that put Franklin onto the game. Well, let's say that Franklin got in the game and Aunt Louie assisted him, brought him to Claudia. But of course, Claudia thought that she was being set up. And yeah, she was about to take out Aunt Louie and Franklin at the same time. But things worked out. Now, as Franklin continued to build his empire, yes, Aunt Louie was around, but she was going through her ups and downs with Jerome. And yeah, Franklin is the one that really put him onto the game, asked him to join. And yeah, they got into it. Really, Aunt Louie got into it. Jerome kind of followed his lady. So yeah, we remember that Aunt Louie, while going through her ups and downs, going through her street life, Uncle Jerome was right there by her side. And they were together, riding together since day one, right? So we know about this relationship. We know Aunt Louie, you know, definitely had a soft spot in her heart, not only for Jerome, but for the entire Saint family. So while we didn't see a lot of Aunt Louie in most of the episodes, we saw enough. Now, if you guys remember, when Leon made the mistake and sprayed the car and took out Scully's daughter, and then in retaliation, Black Diamond and them, they sprayed the funeral, and Aunt Louie got caught in that crossfire, everything changed from there. Yes, and as we see in this picture, yes, Aunt Louie and Franklin didn't really see eye to eye. Jerome is always going to be by our side. And yes, we saw that change. I mean, you get shot, I'm sure there's a lot of trauma that goes along with that, and you never want to be shot again. So Aunt Louie pretty much changed and evolved from, you know, this fun-loving, no-nonsense girl to now this boss, the queen, the boss of all bosses, right? So as she is evolving and she's not seeing eye to eye with Franklin, she's trying to make moves with Jerome, with other people, with Scully and other people as well. What we find out in the season finale is that, yes, 90% of Franklin's business comes from Aunt Louie and Uncle Jerome. So she had to take a different role, a leadership role, and absolutely making some serious moves on the street to protect not only Jerome and herself, but to protect her business. Jerome turns around and proposes to the love of his life. And it was a beautiful thing, right? We see that Aunt Louie has come a long way again from being a night walker to now a queen pin and now the wife of Jammin' Jerome. And even Franklin and the entire family was there, supporting Jerome, supporting Aunt Louie. Yes, just being there. And if you remember that whole wedding, it was a crazy wedding. But now she feels like she's on top of the world. The unfortunate part about this is that before this wedding, she made a deal with Teddy and went behind Franklin's back to get product directly from Teddy. And he accepted it. He accepted it. And while they had that conversation, and Franklin is saying, as you saw in the beginning, I should have treated you like a partner. Is it too late? At this point, she says yes, because they had their odds, they had their differences, and Franklin didn't handle it well. So now that Franklin in episode 10, season finale, has lost mostly everything, because Teddy took most of his money, Franklin's now coming to Aunt Louie for help. And he wants to know where Teddy is so he can capture him, get his money back. And Aunt Louie is saying, this is my time. It's my time to shine, and I'm not going to give that up for you. And while they are at odds, the unfortunate part is that Franklin took out the strap and pointed it at Aunt Louie. Now again, Aunt Louie already is traumatized from being shot before and everything that went on in the streets. But yes, Bo Buckley was behind Franklin, and pretty much Aunt Louie gave Franklin mercy because he's family, and out of respect for Jerome, she did not allow Bo Buckley to take him out. Yes, we see that Aunt Louie is a whole different person now. She has gone from rags to riches, and as you saw in episode 10, Franklin went back and stole and robbed Aunt Louie and Uncle Jerome. So now is she going to riches and staying in riches, or she's going back to rags? You guys let me know. Aunt Louie, again, strong personality, strong character. And yes, I'm looking forward to season 6 as to how she is now going to be the op to Franklin. She has now staked her claim, took her stance, and now we shall see what is going to happen to Aunt Louie. You guys, I appreciate you for watching. Go ahead and drop your predictions as to how Aunt Louie is going to handle Franklin in this last and final season of Snowfall. Again, I appreciate you all for watching. Again, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Do me a favor and smash that like button. Absolutely comment and share and listen. I appreciate you all for watching. If you love this video and like this video and loving Snowfall, definitely check out this next one. Salute.